Hey gang, it's another edition of Doc Schlock, where I try to show you scary movies that you should avoid at all costs. This time around, it's a review of the movie Scarecrow. Okay, so why did this movie suck? Let me count the ways. Bad acting, incredibly lame, really bad one-liners, corny one-liners from the Scarecrow. In fact, they were so bad they almost make the ones in Psycho Cop look and seem tolerable. The gore was horrible, and it was just all around a really bad movie. And not surprisingly, it's from the asylum. So here's the backstory. There's this poor kid who lives in a small town. He gets picked on by his school chums and his teacher and just pretty much everybody that lives around him. His mom's kind of known as the town drunk, the town whore, and basically the poor kid can't cut a break. So there's this girl who kind of takes a shining to him, befriends him, and all this other stuff, and he thinks everything's going to turn out to be okay, but things just get worse. She gets invited to a party, makes out with a guy she can't stand, but she's drunk. The kid catches him, runs off to a cornfield, and starts talking to the Scarecrow, who says, you don't have to worry about anything, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so one night, his mom comes home with her latest fling, and they kind of get in, the kid and the boyfriend get into it. Kid runs out of the trailer. Yes, they're living in a trailer. How sad? How much more sadder can this movie get? They're living in a trailer park. He runs off, goes to the cornfield. The drunken idiot decides to chase after him and winds up choking him to death. He tries to basically make the mother lie about it. Well, not too much later, he winds up getting his head cut off because the spirit of the kid winds up in the Scarecrow. And Scarecrow goes on a gore fest with corny one-liners that are so eye-rollingly groanable, it's just... This is another one of those movies that, you should try to avoid the first one and check out the second one, because the second one was much more better. The second one did not have a Scarecrow that gave off one-liners and crap like that. So, again, this one was really not really all that good. The gore effects were terrible. The one-liners were moronic. And all in all, it just wasn't really all that good. So, basically, this whole movie was supposed to be based on a story that some kid is telling his friends in a cornfield, while their Scarecrow, the Scarecrow you see right there, is hanging up. And at the end, the two kids don't believe that the story is true. The Scarecrow comes down and cuts off the other two kids' heads off, and the guy who was telling the story just sits there. So there you go. There's pretty much your whole movie right there. Scarecrow. You've never been stalked like this. That's not even half as bad as the one-liners in this movie. Try to avoid it if you can, because it wasn't all that good in the first place. Scarecrow Slayer, a little bit better. For Doc Schlock, stay strong and rock on.